time, they will get marks. Okay, so the chapter that we're going to discuss today, inshallah, part of the chapter that is on social media marketing and the strategies related to social media marketing. If you look at the topic says social media marketing as a cornerstone of strategy. We are not only going to discuss the strategies related to social media marketing, but this chapter is important for your overall marketing strategies as well. That is what this topic says, that if you are living in today's era where the technology has exponentially improved or advanced, you cannot do your marketing by avoiding social media component in it. So with the social media marketing, with the growth of social media, companies are now finding new ways and new methods to switch from the traditional media and move towards the social media marketing. Now, social media marketing is the combination of three terms. What did I do? Okay, what are these three terms? Let me highlight that. Okay, what is going on? Today, even my computer is fasting. So we have social, we have media, and we have marketing. Marketing you already know because we have been discussing it from the last many semesters. But if you don't remember anything, you should remember that the 4 P's of marketing is what we are referring to, specifically when we are talking in to social media. In terms of social media, we are referring to the promotional aspects of marketing. Media is anything, any tool that takes your message. Let me write it rather. So when we say marketing, we are referring to at least the 4 P's. Don't forget. When we say media, we are referring to any tool that helps to take your message to the public. Okay, so it can be any tool. It is also often called medium, and I already told you it is also called tool. It is also called channel. And what channel I'll be referring to? We are referring to a social channel. Now, the word social means group of people, in simple words. Now, let's combine the terms. We have social, media, marketing. So when the society, when the group of people combine together on a platform, on a tool, on a medium, and that medium or tool is used for the marketing purposes, we call it social media marketing. Now, I broke it down in pieces for you so that you can understand it clearly. You already know what is social media because I'm talking to the generation of technology, as I always refer to you people. But just to break it down, what is social media marketing? When the group of people, society, we call it social, using a platform, a tool, a medium together for the purpose of marketing. So we call it social media marketing. In other words, when a company or an individual market to a large group of people using more contemporary methods, and we'll discuss the contemporary methods in a while. So this chapter will be focusing on social media marketing. Social media marketing is often used in the form of S&M, and we call it social media marketing, as it states, social media marketing. So whenever in the chapter you see SMM or you see SM, we are referring to social media or social media marketing. Now, what is the difference between social media and social media marketing? Who can tell me that? you will see a lot of the times SM or social media only use, but a lot of the times the focus will be on social media marketing. So, what is the main difference that you think is between social media and social media marketing? Anybody? That's a simple question. Like that's a very kiddish question. Yes, Hamid.
Yes, sir. Social media is the platform, whereas social media marketing is when we use the platform.
Correct, correct, correct. So social media is actually a tool or a platform, just like Amit mentioned. And when we use that tool or platform for the purpose of marketing, we call it social media marketing. It also highlights an important thing that there may be many different social media platforms available to the companies to do marketing. And this is also an important topic to understand, because not all social media platforms are related to the type of business that you're doing, the type of marketing that you're doing. In fact, a lot of companies have to find out the rubric, the research, where they find out that the area in which they are doing marketing and they're using social media for it, in that region or in that area, which social media is preferred by people. For example, if you're doing marketing in United States, people usually prefer Twitter. Even in Saudi Arabia, people prefer Twitter. But if you're doing in most of our regions, like in Malaysia, in Asian countries, you will find out that people normally don't use Twitter that much. People use other social media platform like Facebook and Instagram. So the key takeaway from this statement is that when you're a company and you're using social media for the purpose of marketing, you also have to find out which social media platform is used by majority of the people in the region that you're planning to do your marketing. So you cannot just blindly select any platform and start marketing over that platform, because a lot of the time you would be spending a lot of money on these social media platforms, and if you choose a wrong platform, you'd be wasting your resources. A question that the writer want to ask you, and it's a very good question, but a common question, is that you, the generation of social media, think about social media use, especially how often do you use social media on an average day? So first I'm going to ask you, raise your hand, or maybe I can randomly ask a couple of you this question: how often do you use social media, or how long, for how much duration do you use social media marketing? Now, luckily nowadays the devices that we have, it monitors your activity, that how long have you used a particular app on your phone. I'm sure that some of you already know about it, or most of you already know about it. If you go and check in the settings, in the time, it is mentioned how much time have you utilized on which app. So you can see that, and you can actually get an exact number, an exact figure in a day. How long have you used a particular social media platforms? I'm going to choose randomly. Say I'm going to start from Sarah. Sarah Afika.
Yes, sir.
Sarah, how many hours do you use social media actively?
Mm, I think for me, like maybe 2 to 3 hours a day.
2 to 3 hours actively.
Mm.
Okay. Which social media platform do you usually use?
I only use Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. Let's go to Mustafa.
Yes, sir.
What is your reply to this question?
I think I'm using social media. Uh, okay, I'm not using social media while I'm sleeping.
Oh,
As
okay.
okay,
So you're using it all the time.
yeah, most of the time, yeah.
When you sleep, you switch off your phone.
Yeah, I'm turning off the data. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So which platform do you use?
Actually, for me now, I think Clubhouse now is the most application I'm using.
Clubhouse.
Uh, yeah, and then Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, okay. Let's go to Sara Masara, Noor Masara.
Yes, sir.
How often do
About
you use
about 3 to 4 hours only.
actively?
Yes.
And which social media platform do you use?
Only WhatsApp because I just deactivate my Instagram and Twitter.
WhatsApp, okay. Okay, that's okay. Let's go to Zulamar, one last person. Zulamar,
Yes, sir.
so how long do you use social media in a day?
I don't know. I think about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours actively.
Yeah,
MashaAllah.
because I watch YouTube a lot
Oh, you watch YouTube a
and
lot.
also Instagram.
Okay, okay, that's great. Now, what I want you people to do right now, go to the chat box, click on the chat up there, all of you, and you reply to this the other parts of the question, that what are the main purpose that you use social media for, and which platform do you prefer to use. So the purpose of using social media and on what devices you're using it. These are the two questions that they're asked. So I want all of you to reply. I'm just monitoring your chat right now. So I'm looking at your chat. I want to expect answer from you. Anybody can start. Anyone can start and just post your reply. On which devices normally you use social media? Either on the phone or on the laptop or on the tablet. And what is the purpose of the use? Come on, I'm now monitoring your chat here in the same page, by the way. On phone and PC, entertainment and education. Okay. I prefer to use social media on my mobile. My most used social media is Twitter, that I use to socialize with friends from all over. Okay. Everyone have to reply, by the way. Everyone have to reply. Which device do you use? Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, YouTube, on phone and PC. For getting to know about the things around the world. Okay. Currently, for assignment and latest information, I also watch YouTube to reduce stress, platform, laptop, and phone. Okay. Noha is for entertainment and shopping, mobile. Okay. Then Sanan is using for the purpose of information and education, and it's on the phone. Sarah is on social media on the phone, and follow art accounts. So for me to look for inspiration. Okay, that's good. Nurul Adni is using on the phone only, mostly because for entertainment, education, and socialization. Ioni, handphone and laptop, and update to the recent news, socialize in friends. Nazhan is in average 4 hours, laptop, YouTube, Facebook, and phone, WhatsApp. Okay, that's great. What, anybody's left? Mozammed, you are there? Abu Bakr?
I'm typing, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm typing also.
From mobile phone or laptop, Clubhouse, Facebook, IG, WhatsApp, stay in touch with the world. So we can see that nowadays people are using Facebook a lot. Like if you're using few hours in a day actively, that's like 4 hours or 2 hours or 5 hours. That's a lot of active use of social media. So you can see that the marketers have a better chance of of attracting you, of converting you. We discussed conversion in the last chapter, converting you to an active customer, because the devices are mostly, people are using it on handheld devices, so it is easy for the companies to approach you. Previously, the traditional media like TV and radio, the usage was very limited. And for the usage, you had to go to a specific place to use it. For example, a TV room or a TV lounge. But now the social media have solved that problem a lot, that you can use the media, the social media, anywhere that you have the device with you. Either you are traveling in a bus or a train, you're somewhere in a park sitting and relaxing, or you are anywhere. So you can see that now the companies have more chances of converting you or retaining you. That's a good news for the companies, that now they have more opportunities to attract you towards their company. Thank you for your replies, everyone. So social media is something that, being a company, a small company or a big company, you cannot deny the importance. And if you are not using social media as part of your marketing strategies, you are losing a huge portion of the market. Now, no matter whichever market that is, social media has now reached everywhere, almost everywhere. And that's why if you look at the next slide, where there are the figures are very old. The figures are 2016, and I have the new figures opened in another window as well. You can also open it. Go to this website by the name of I already told you, go to this website by the name of Internet Live Stats, and you will find remarkable statistics related to the use of technology around the world. I already pasted the link in the chat box, so that you can click on it if you want and see the live statistics around the world. So you can see that the internet users are rapidly increasing around the world. Now around 4.8 billion people are the users of internet. The blogs, the tweets, around 300 million, 350 million tweets have already been sent today. The videos watched, you can see that millions of posts and videos and photos. Active users, around 2.7 billion active users on social media platform like Facebook, 200 million on Skype, 370 million on Twitter, 358 million on the Pinterest. So the list goes on. You can see that we are talking about billions of users. How many billions? We are referring to around 4.8, and now soon going to reach 4.9 billion users of internet, and at least half of them are the user of social media. This slide shows old data, which you can update it from the Google and from the website that I already shared with you. But even in the old data is remarkable. You can see that people using the social media for messaging, for communication, and the devices that they're using is a remarkable 2.3 billion people using the social media for staying in touch, and the devices that they use, and how active they are according to different platform, and then around the world, the activity of the people. All this should be updated, of course, but even this slide is giving us an idea how big the social media is. That's why the topic also says the global explosion of social media. that around the world the social media have exploded. That is a good thing for the companies and for the people as well, because for the people, positively speaking, we being customers, we get aware or stay updated or up to date because of the social media. The trends are from anywhere around the world are now marketed to us, and we are informed about it. And similarly, from the perspective of the companies, now the companies can, from anywhere in the world, can market to you, even if that company is not available in the region where you are watching or witnessing that particular communication. That's why now companies are becoming more borderless. So they don't have any borders or any boundaries. They are selling the product from one corner of the world to another corner of the world. And that is just because of the social media. Now, this is an interesting slide, and I love this slide because this is the question a lot of people ask me, and those of you who are social media enthusiasts, or those of you who learn social media, I'm sure that you also have this question in the corner of your mind, that how can I make my post go viral? What is it that will make my post go viral? What should I do so that people share my post around the globe and it becomes an important post, and important for me in the sense that people have watched it or people have seen it? The answer to this question is very interesting, and the answer is most of the time, in fact, almost all the time, those videos or those posts which have gone viral is just because of the luck. So the researchers or the analysts are yet to figure out the reason behind it, because there is a huge discrepancy in the reasons of posts getting viral. Analysis, when they conduct analysis to find out the reason behind a post getting viral, and they get many viral posts, they still could not figure out the genuine or authentic or reliable reasons which should be adopted by people to make the post viral. And we have examples in front of us in our real life as well. Those of you who have seen viral posts on social media, we see that most of these social media posts are viral with no specific reason behind them. They just get viral. And that's very interesting. People previously thought that if you have professionals designing it for you in terms of videos, for example, if you have a professional short video, the chances of getting viral is high. But then it was proven wrong. It wasn't a hypothesis. It was proven wrong, because when you see majority of the videos that gets viral are actually very random videos and very non-professionally shot videos. And the videos especially are those which are normally made by common people with no knowledge of video shooting, and mostly self-shot videos, or the videos which are shot using handheld devices, not professional cameras. So that's why the researchers are still figuring out what could be the reason. In fact, a lot of companies, that's a very interesting thing, please pay attention. In fact, a lot of companies who have been spending a lot of money on professional video shooting, they have moved towards normal video shooting. So they now make videos very non-professionally, intentionally, because they are waiting for that video to get viral. And this is very interesting, right? So you can see that the trend has changed. The whole resource that the companies used to spend on professional video shooting, does not mean that they don't shoot professional videos anymore. They do that as well. But as a part of social media campaign, a lot of the companies do very random non-professional, intentional non-professional videos. And an example of that would be when you see some of these companies, the consumer products. For example, if you look at detergents, if you look at a lot of home cleaning products, or even the medicine, look at the even look at the toothpaste, you see that they try to cast common people that we have not seen before. So you can see a clear shift from celebrities to common people. And what could be the reason? Anybody? Why do you think that these big companies are now somehow shifting from, or have shifted from, casting a celebrity, a well-known personality in the videos or in the post? Now they have shifted from them to more common people that we don't know. Why? Yes, Naif?
Sir, I think it's because the companies realize that if they're using average people, it's more relatable to a greater mass of people.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Because the companies include these people, when we see a common person buying a particular product, we can easily relate ourselves to them. Because not everybody is a celebrity, or not everybody is in that upper 1% of people. So they are targeting the masses. And in the masses, majority of people or common people doing common things. That's why in the ads you see people now doing common things, and most of these people we don't know. And this is the beauty of the social media. This is the revolution that social media has brought in. And just because of making your post, I would not say video, but any post, go viral. How can you make your post go viral? What do you think? How can you make your post go viral? Right now is the best time, and this is Ramadan, right? So when you plan to make your post go viral, just make a video or a post and then sit on a musalla and start praying to Allah to get lucky. Well, that can be one of the methods apart from the efforts that you put. So a lot of the time, but some factors are still there. If you go and do your search, researchers have some factors. Oh, they don't agree. The researchers don't agree, but there are factors which can make, which were considered the main reasons behind some of the posts getting viral. And I already mentioned to you one of these were making the post very random, very common to the people, relatable to the people, rather than doing it more professionally. So there are so many factors. You can Google and see that people, but your book have not highlighted any, and that's why they say that it is luck. An ad of Android and Android devices got viral in 2015, and this ad got viral because of the monkey and the dog. This ad got viral because of an elephant and dolphin. So no human is in that ad. They have now series of ad, by the way, and in some ads now they have even human. The campaign, they call it, is "Be Together, Not the Same" campaign. How many of you have seen it? It's an old campaign, but very humorous or entertaining kind of campaign, ad campaign. But they started with this one where animals were included, and two different type of animals were included to show that they are friends, just to relate an analogy or metaphorically explaining it that Android operating system can be used on different devices like Samsung, like Lenovo, like Huawei at that time in 2015. So this was just an ad, and it got a lot of fame, and because of that, overall the whole Android system got famous. It has been there for, of course, many years before 2015 as well. But then they started making more ads like that, "Be Together, Not the Same." where they included different human of different races and different colors. Then they also have a cartoonic version of that. So these are very interesting series of apps. I said apps, interesting series of ads. I would like you to go and check, inshallah, maybe after this class. Similar kind of campaigns were prepared by other companies in a different way as well. For example, if you, I think I shared with you, if you go and check Mac versus PC apps, or Samsung versus iPhone apps, or Mercedes versus BMW, or Jaguar versus Audi app ads. These are interesting apps, and they got a lot of attention from the masses because of the unique nature of these ads. So one more thing is highlighted here, that if your ad or if your campaign is totally unique than the current one, it may gain attention of the masses, and the chances of getting viral is there. Now, a lot of the companies have used now using another method to make their posts go viral. And this is a common method I'm sure that you people are aware of. It is called an influencer method. Have you heard of this? Influencers? Influencers are those people who have a large social media following. So it may be a celebrity. Well, if you're an influencer, you're already a celebrity. It may be like a TV celebrity. It may be a celebrity or a well-known personality from any other field. For example, it may be a celebrity in education, say a Nobel Prize winner, or it may be a sports celebrity. So it can be any celebrity with a large following. So anybody with a large following is called an influencer in social media language. And now the companies are using influencer method to make their ads or their posts go viral. I told you that it is luck, but I'm also telling you some factors. So if you want your company's products or your company's ads to go viral, you have to take help from these influencers. The first thing I mentioned is that if your ad is unique in nature. I also mentioned that if you are doing things more impromptu than planned, or planned impromptu, they have now coined another term which is called planned impromptu, and that is very funny as well. That impromptu by nature means that it is not planned, but now they anybody know what is a planned impromptu? A planned random? Well, it means that you are showing it to the world, that the world will see it as unplanned, but actually you have planned for it. That is what we call planned impromptu. So we already know that this is what you're going to do, but the rest of the world will look at it as, oh, that's a very random kind of natural video that you have not planned for it. But companies now do this trick where the masses will look at it as it is just a random video, but actually the companies have planned for it. So they call it planned impromptu or planned unplanned kind of video. And if you have uniqueness in your video, so that will bring uniqueness. And another important thing I told you is that when you use influencers, a lot of companies are using, and these influencers are taking reward from the companies in different forms to market the product of the companies. Now, social media in various markets and business activities is what we're going to discuss, starting from B2B. Well, I'll just explain influencer marketing, and here it is, see. Influencer marketing in business-to-business context. Influencer marketing is a phenomenon that is very much appreciated and used in the to C contest in B2B context, but in B2B it can also be used where an influencer is used to market a business product to another business. What they do is normally when they are marketing different conferences or different campaigns designed by the companies for the companies. Another interesting thing that I liked is that the writer mentioned the PR, which is public relations. You already know that. A book was launched with the title of What If PR Stood for People and Relationships, rather public relationships. And that was just a title which is unique, and it got a lot of views. You can see that over 200,000 views on the SlideShare. SlideShare is a platform where people normally share slides. What did I do? So a lot of influencers also shared it on their Twitter. And when influencers share a particular post, you see that they have huge followings. And in this case, I don't see a lot of followings. It's only 2 million followers, but even 2 million is a lot, and it generated a lot of sales leads. You can see that how the dots are attached now. When you use an influencer marketing, influencer have a lot of followings, and those influencers followings may become your customers. So all of them or most of them are potential customers. When they see their favorite influencer talking positive about the product, then eventually you go and you buy those products as well. So what to do or what to keep in mind when we are using influencer in any of the context, either B2B or B2C context. First, you need to understand who your audience are, and based on the audience, you choose the right influencer. There are so many influencers around the world. You know that we have influencer in different genders, we have influencer in different demographic or classes. We have influencers from different regions as well. We have different influencers, even we have kids influencers as well. They are normally famous for targeting kids. So you see that the right influencer, which is kid, for the right audience, which is also kids. So make sure that you're clear about your objectives, what you want, and promotional objectives. Normally it can be many, but the three I normally tell students that they should not forget, which are written in the books as well. The common three objective of promotion or communication is, the common ones are information, then persuasion, and the last one is a reminder. Information, persuasion, and reminder. Information, persuasion, and reminder. These are the objectives that you should not forget. Information is when the motive or the objective of the motive and the objective of your communication or promotion is to inform the people, so they are not aware of your product, and you want to make them aware of your product. So we call it brand awareness, for example, product awareness. So for that purpose, you may choose different influencer. For persuasion, where the motive is to convert them to customers, you have different influencers. And then a reminder, where people have already opted in to your product. People have already signed in for your package. Now you have to remind them to buy the product. So you have to make sure to understand the objectives of your promotion and then design strategies based on these three common objectives. Now, I also find out what are the success metrics. What is it that will make your campaign successful? What are you looking for? Your motive is increase in number of customers. Your motive is increase in number of sales. Your motive is, what is actually your motive? Your motive is just building website traffic. Your motive is making them sign up for something. Your motive is just clicking on a particular link. You have to clearly state the success metrics. This book also states that when you are choosing an influencer, do not spend a lot, do not pay, even though some influencers charge a lot, by the way, depending on how many followers they have. But some of the influencers are very, very picky. They are very particular when you approach them and when you talk to them, being a company to market your product. I also know some of the influencers personally that they are very open to rejecting the offers from companies. They are very picky. They are very choosy. They don't go for any company. They just make sure that their image is also reliable and stable in the followers. And follow the government disclosure guidelines. Here it's an American book, the Federal Trade Commission guidelines for choosing a promotion strategy. Non-profit organizations have also tapped into this market. Now non-profit organizations use social media the most, I would say, compared to other profitable organizations. Have you noticed that when you're using your Instagram and your Facebook or other social media platform, we see a lot of non-NGOs or not-for-profit or non-profit organization marketing their product using the social media. Every day when I get chance and I go to, say, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram and say I click on a particular video or I scroll, I see a lot of ads from the non-NGOs or not-for-profit organization. Like, for example, donation campaigns and orphanages and massages and so on. So it is also important for those organizations which are not mainly made for earning profit. Their main objective is something else, but they're asking for some assistance from the public. So try to engage the customers if you are a non-profit organization. If you have an organization which is a non-profit organization, you can use influencers. You can also use the platform that is used in that region where you are operating and asking people to help you, asking people to be a contributor. You try to build a community and then engage community or group of people, social media community or group of people with a common preferences, and they have joined together in the social media. The example of that would be social media community best example. What happened? Social media community best example would be all these pages that we have, for example, or groups on different platforms. Suppose Facebook page or Facebook groups, or these are building community, and these community normally are brought in together and ask them to share their success stories if they have any success stories. So make sure that you have, if you're a non-profit organization or not-for-profit organization, you use social media to engage people, to make sure to attract them to be of any assistance to you, and then build a community, engage with them. Engagement is an important thing, so I'll highlight it. Engage with them, and the engagement. This book says that videos could be a good source of engagement. So try to show them videos, and then of course video engagement itself is a different field which requires again discussion, more discussion. Maybe perhaps in the future lectures, if there is any topic related to that, we'll discuss it. For example, what sort of videos, how long the video would be, where would it be shot. It also differs from organization to organization and so on. So engagement also plays an important role. An example of that they have given is the Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm sure that you people know about the Ice Bucket Challenge. It was a social media campaign, and this campaign was to support a particular disease, a neurological disorder. They call it ALS. To just support that particular that particular disease, or to create awareness about something. We have a lot on the autism. I'm sure that you have heard. We have a lot on the smoking. We have a lot on the now on the COVID, for example. So one of the campaign was an Ice Bucket Challenge, and that challenge got a lot of attention from masses, that people like even Bill Gates, you can see that in the slide right now, this is by the Bill Gates doing it, that even Bill Gates did it. Why? Because it was for creating awareness, or to attract the donations to support a particular disease. The ALS disease is a neurological disease. If you're interested, you can read about it. That is not the interesting part. The interesting part is how the social media have supported this campaign, and how the social media have generated a lot of hype in the market and awareness in the market. So it generated, for example, a lot in donation. Around in the first year, it generated around more than $200 million. Yeah, that's a huge amount of money for a campaign. And how the money was used, this is also important. Pay attention. You can see that clear statistic is given. The money, how the generated money was used. 67% was used for research, 20% providing services, and 9% education. 4% was used for the processing. It is important that the donors know how the money is used. Now, this is a highlighted point when you are running campaigns for generating donations. People are very generous, by the way. Those who have money, they will give you money. But the problem is that they don't give money, is that they don't trust how their money would be used. Now, if you provide clear statistics, clear, not ambiguous statistics, like clear, like not only saying that half of the money that we collected was used on this and the remaining half was used on that. No, they want clear figures. So exact figure, for example, $125,000 and this much amount was collected, and then 100,000 was spent on this thing, 20,000 was spent on this thing, and 5,000 is still remaining with us. So if you provide clear statistics, if you're asking for donations, people trust improve. People trust in your company, in your campaign improves, and then that way they give you more donations. So if you are running these kind of campaigns, make sure that you provide clear explanation of how the money would be used, or how the money is used. We have other campaigns as well, and this is one of the assignments that I want to give you for today. Is I want you to think of campaigns like this for donation purposes, and not just common campaigns like widely used campaigns like the Ice Bucket Challenge kind of campaigns. The Ice Bucket Challenge campaign was so famous that almost everyone used it. Common people used it, celebrities used it. From all fields, people have used it, from education, from research, from media, and so on. So your assignment could be to think of or search for one campaign over the past years that have gained a lot of attention from the masses, from general people, and from it can be from a specific group of people as well, and that have engaged the public and generated a lot of donations. So that is an assignment for today that I'm going to share with you. Donors are those people who give you money for this, for resources, not only money but resources for the running and success of your campaigns, or for the success of your company, if it is an NGO or not for profit. It is important to engage the donors as well, because just like customer engagement leads to customer retention, donors engagement also lead to donors retention. And that is an interesting thing that you people should know. So donor engagement is equal to retention. And why retention of donors is important is just like the customer retention. If you have donors who are really established and well-off donors, then if you retain them, you will see that they would not mind spending their money again and again for your organizations, for the campaigns, or for the cause that you have created. So searching for new donors every time is just like searching for new customers every time. When we search for new customers every time, it is very expensive. That's why if we search for donors every time, it would be expensive. So search for donors who can stay with your company, for stay with your cause repeatedly, and they spend or they support your campaign repeatedly as well. So it leads to retention, and retention leads to your campaign success. Your campaign can become successful if the donors are engaged. And how can you engage them? Provide them exact figures, how their money or how their resources are used by your company. That way they will feel comfortable, and once you build that trust, you will see that they will make it more automatic. I've seen some of the websites, some of the NGOs website or some of the campaigns website, they also have options of monthly donation or yearly donation. So automatically it is deducted, and a lot of people are actually using that method. Now, social media using by businesses. For what? For the purpose of engaging and motivating employees. This is also a very interesting thing. Now, companies are actively, previously companies were very much reluctant to use and adopt social media, as we know that it is considered one of the biggest time wasters. And when you're an employee, your employer would not want you to engage in social media. In fact, I remember a few years ago, companies actually had strict rules of using social media in the office. Some of the companies that even I know, they had actually blocked social media in the office, so you could actually not use it. But now is the time where the companies also encourage you to use social media productively. So for example, using WhatsApp, using Google platforms, or using even the more common social media entertainment platforms like YouTube, and like using Facebook actively. Companies are using it, and companies now permit you to use it. Why? Because that is the best way to get more customers. But not only that, Companies now use social media to get engaged with the employees. So companies have their own social media pages, their own social media groups, which is only for the employees or active employees. So they motivate employees as well. And there is an interesting philosophy behind it. Why do they do that? They do that because employees also have some followings. Employees also have social circle. So if you engage with the employees using social media, companies' professional social media, it is quite possible that they will also share your message on their social media platform. So a lot of your job is done by your employees for free. So rather than asking a professional agency to do the social media marketing for you, your employees can do that for you. So I'll give an example. If I am marketing my company by hiring an agency, a social media expert or a social media agency, I can do that as well. But if I do that, it will cost me. Rather than if I ask my employees, if I ask people working with me, if I ask, suppose if I ask my students, 30 students with me, to share a particular thing on your pages, you see that all of you have your own followings as well. So we are sharing, you are sharing a company's message on your platform, and then your friends and families are sharing on their platforms, and then the link goes on, and that is how it becomes viral. So you can see that employees are now encouraged by companies, and that's what it is. The real case of a company by the name of Zappos is also given, that now companies are encouraging the employees to use social media platform to get engaged with the customers. Why? Because that is an easy and cost-effective method to get in touch with the market. You permit the employees to do that. However, it should be monitored, because employees sometimes may take advantage of the system, and they sometimes may use the social media platforms for more entertainment than for transferring the message or getting engaged with the market. Okay, now the benefits. What are the benefits of social media to the business? So they call it social business. The chances of getting more people. Well, how many more people? They say 3x more. People are more inclined, 3 times more inclined to trust an employee. Just imagine. This is very interesting, right? So if an employee, that's why even I told you that my research shows, that my own research in PhD I did, shows that if your employees are happy and satisfied, eventually it will satisfy the customers. So make sure that your employees are positively engaged with the market using their social media platforms. That will lead to more people coming to your company, because if you, being a company, get engaged with the customers compared to if your employees get engaged with the customers, your employees tend to build more attraction, and they are trusted more by the people. And that's why employees, the next one says that the employees generate more content and effective content towards the brand. Employees advocacy results in more visibility, more traffic, more recognition, and more loyalty. And you already somehow touched on that, because more people mean more visibility, more traffic. And because if your employee is talking about you, you call it employee advocacy. When employees are talking positive about you, they are sitting in the company, then of course they know more, and that will attract more people, believe in your company, trust in your company, eventually resulting in loyalty. It also results in more sales lead. It also results in attracting top talent. You see, because everybody talk about it. So when everybody talk about it, people also are attracted to what is going on. People are also attracted towards your company, and top rank talent come to your company. And of course, employees may have, not always, but employees may have more connection. That depends on how many employees you have. So if you have, suppose, 100 people working in your company, so the chances of 100 people having more contacts compared to your company alone. They also mentioned that compared to the company, if the salespeople share the engaging content, there is a 45% more chance of exceeding the sales limit or the sales quota or the sales goal. So eventually the conclusion of the whole slide or the whole story is that let your employee advocate you, let your employee use social media for or on behalf of your company. Let them use social media to market you. That is a free marketing. So those of you who will have businesses, you will have employees with you, inshallah, try to empower the employee, try to give them the autonomy in terms of using social media. Social media increase productivity. Well, this is a very debatable topic. Some research findings show that it does not increase productivity. Some research shows that it increases productivity depending on how productivity is defined. Social media is used to increase productivity, and this particular statement is positively backed by the author, your book, in terms of communication. So through social media, now the employees from one organization, from one department, can easily communicate with another department, and it is more effective and it is more efficient as well. And they give an example of a company, I think it is coming to Malaysia as well. I read it somewhere. It's called Taco Bell, and they even take orders of customers using social media. And now we know that social media is used for buying and selling purposes. Companies take orders, and companies normally engage with the customers using social media. So that was my plan for today. If there is any question, you can ask me. You have been very quiet today. And yes, Naif?
Okay, sir. My question to you was, in your personal opinion, do you agree with the statement that there is no such thing as bad publicity?
That depends on the motive of the company. If your motive is awareness, yes. If your motive is to attract people to buy, then the answer may not be yes all the time. Because if publicity is normally originally taken as a negative term, that's why they have used with the publicity another term which is called public relations. And I already explained that earlier, maybe in the previous semesters, that when we say public relations, yes, it is positive, but publicity also can be negative. And that's why in the publicity we have another one which is called propaganda. And when that propaganda is negatively delivered to the people, a lot of the customers, existing customer, may switch to other companies. So just blindly agreeing to the statement that there is no bad publicity, I would not directly or I would not totally agree to it. That also depends on the motive. I told you that if you have customers and they see a bad publicity of your product, they may switch to other companies. But if your motive is to create awareness, yes, any type of publicity is good to create awareness. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? No more questions? Okay, let me stop the recording.